and welcome to the Habits and Home Show. I'm your host, Lisa Lazat, and I help busy moms bring order to their homes by downsizing and decluttering and ditching old habits in exchange for systems that bring peace and more enjoyment to their lives. If you're a mom trying to show the love of Jesus to your family, but the clutter in your home keeps you overwhelmed and frustrated, you have come to the right place. On this podcast, you will hear easy, step-by-step tips to declutter and create systems so you can keep your home organized and finally walk in the peace God has promised you. Need some accountability? I've got you covered there too. Join the Accountability Club, a community of like-minded mamas decluttering and systemizing our homes together. Are you ready, friend? Let's get started. Hey friends, and welcome to the Habits and Home Show. I'm so glad you're here. If you're folding laundry, wiping down the kitchen counter, or just taking a quiet moment for yourself, this episode is going to feel like a big, deep breath of fresh air. Today, I have invited two of my podcasting mom friends to join me for a special summer chat. Sandy Cooper from the Balanced Momcast and Elizabeth Andreyevskiy from Emotionally Healthy Legacy podcast. We're talking all about things summer, childhood memories, traditions, outdoor fun, and how we're balancing a slower rhythm of summer with the realities of motherhood. We're even kicking things off with a round of rapid fire summer favorites. So get ready for a fun, lighthearted, and encouraging conversation. And welcome my friends, Sandy and Elizabeth, to the Habits and Home Show.
Yay! Thank you for having us.
Yes, this is fun.
I'm so excited to have y'all on. Okay, so like I said, rapid fire questions. We're going to go right into this, and it's an either or. Pick one or the other. And I know that's going to be hard sometimes and you want to pick both. So just bring all the discussion if you want to. Okay, here we go. Number one, beach or mountain vacation?
Beach.
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 Yep.
Number
we
two.
all live in Florida. That's not fair. Yeah. It's kind of skewed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I do like the mountains in the wintertime, though.
Yeah.
That's a good wintertime vacation. Okay, number two,
Mhm.
lemonade or sweet tea?
I don't like either. I don't drink like sugary drinks, so I'll say water.
Okay.
If I had to choose, I would say sweet tea, but I don't drink either of those either.
I too. I'm going to be a third. I don't drink either regularly, but I do love a good fresh lemonade. I love
that's
homemade lemonade, fresh squeezed lemons, light on the sugar, maybe even using like a simple syrup instead of the traditional conventional sugar. Yes, I love a good, even like a lavender lemonade. Oh, so good.
Okay. So let me just add then, we have a lemon tree that is producing fruit for the first time this year, and we will have an abundance of lemons. So come and ask me again after that, and I'll be like, lemonade. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Number three. Oh, this is, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to feel about this one. Number three, one piece or two piece bathing suit?
One piece.
Two piece.
I am going to have to say two piece. I have a long torso and it just does not work in the girl area to have a one piece. One pieces are cute, but two pieces just fit my body better.
Me too. Yeah. I don't have a long torso, but I don't know what the deal is with one pieces. I like something about the way they are around the legs. I don't know. I just, yeah. Even if the two piece doesn't expose my torso, I still like my bathing suit to be in two pieces, even if it's covering up my belly.
Agree.
Yeah, I do have a short torso, and maybe that's why one piece, but I noticed that after having kids, it's just, I feel like more like a lady when I wear a one piece. And
I will agree to that. I will say I do like a good romper bathing suit. Have you tried those out at all? They feel comfortable. Like I can do all the things in them.
But I might try. Yeah.
I liked them. They were very modest. I liked them when I had my little ones. Now that I have teenagers, I'm like, y'all aren't hanging on me. Things aren't being exposed. I feel safe. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, number 5, sunrise or sunset. Oh, that's a hard one.
I refuse to answer. I refuse to pick. I can't not. I know. It depends on when I'm up. It depends on where I am. I love sunrise and sunsets are my absolute favorite thing.
Absolutely.
Like I just love them every day, all day, both times. Like, don't make me pick.
I agree. And I do hear your thunder, Elizabeth.
I can't hear the thunder.
I hear it.
So I like both, but I think if I had to choose one, I like sunset. I think it's just both of them are beautiful, but yeah, it feels beautiful, the sunset.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if I have to pick, I love both. I love beach sunrises, but I love my front yard sunset. So if I have to pick, it's a sunset only for the reason that I don't have to wake up extra early to see it.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that works.
Yeah, like you're not going to sleep in and miss a sunset, but you might
True.
miss a sunrise.
True. That is
I like
correct.
the accommodation of a sunset. Okay, number 6, camping or hotel?
I grew up camping, so as a kid, camping all the way, but we never translated that into our like adulthood. So hotel for sure now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like my amenity. What's that word?
Amenities.
I do not want an outhouse. I don't want the bugs and the snakes. And it's funny, you live in Florida, but I like things to be comfortable. So
Yes. I'm going to have to say camping all the way. I grew up like Sandy camping. I don't even care if I'm like roughing it. I just love the experience. I love coming back to my house and being thankful for my air conditioning and everything. So I think it just kind of gets me out of the norm. I like just a challenge sometimes. I like also making house. And when you go camping, you make house and I don't know, it's kind of fun. So I choose camping. Okay. Number 7, shorts in the summer or sundresses?
Okay. So I chose sundresses, but I have to say my true, and this wasn't an option, but flowy pants. Like I would choose flowy pants over sundresses or shorts all day, every day. I wear them almost every single day.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Like some linen.
Yeah. Or even cotton, like just
and they're not hot.
Flowy. Oh my gosh. They're the opposite of hot.
Okay. I need your brand.
Okay. I'll give you all I mean, yeah, Tommy Bahama.
It's like being in PJs all day, but it's appropriate.
Yes. And they're loose and they're light. And so when you can like wear them out and about and then like sit on things and not stick to the seats, but it's also like, if the wind blows, it's not like a sundress where it like catches and, it's like modest. You can sit on a couch, you can sit crisscross applesauce, but you can also like not have your legs stick to stuff. Flowy pants.
Yes.
I'm sorry you didn't offer that.
No, I'm sorry too.
So sorry.
I'm glad that you brought it up and now I'm educated.
Okay, there you go.
All right, Elizabeth, what do you think?
I wear shorts a lot and I wear those, workout type of shorts. I don't like the jeans and stuff, but if at home, I wear leggings and shorts.
Yeah.
A lot.
I love the idea of sundresses. I want to be pretty and I love the idea. I don't really own short sundresses, and long dresses in the summer are just out of the question for me. So right now in this stage of life, in this year, I'm doing shorts, and I love a good pair of short jean shorts in my yard. I don't wear them out and about, but I will wear some short jean shorts because we live in Florida and it's so hot. I mean, I would live in a bathing suit if I could.
Yes.
All right. Number 8, a family road trip or an arrive and stay. So you have a destination, you get there, you stay, you don't travel anywhere. Or do you like a family road trip where you have destinations along the way?
Road trip.
Arrive and stay.
Okay. If I'm going with my husband, I love a road trip. If I'm going with my kids, I don't know. I haven't done this with teenagers, but back in the day, road trips did not work out with little kids. So I love a good road trip. Even when we do go to an arrive and stay like we did recently in Puerto Rico, every day we were traveling somewhere. So I love sightseeing. Number 9, puzzle or a board game?
Puzzle.
I do not like losing any game. So
Can't lose at a puzzle.
I already had one out this week. I already put it together and then took it apart, and we're putting it together again. And board games, I like to observe other people play, especially if I've never played that board game. I'm like, I just say no, thank you. I'll just watch everybody
No,
play.
thank you.
Yeah, but puzzles, I enjoy doing puzzles.
Yeah. So I think a default is the puzzle for me, only because nobody will play a board game with me. If somebody were to play a board game with me, I would play a board game every single day. I am very competitive, but at the same time, I don't mind losing. So I just like the playing of the game, the act of it. Now, a puzzle is very calming and relaxing, and you can walk away from it and then come back and take 5 minutes and find a couple of pieces. It's very, very therapeutic.
Yes, I like that too. Yeah. I also like the structure of a puzzle of like, it's such a life metaphor for me to like have a picture that you're trying to achieve and then putting up your boundary and then finding all that. Like when I put together puzzles, it feels like a whole life metaphor. Like it's so deep for me.
You are deep, Sandy. I love I love that you got a life lesson out of just explaining about puzzles.
Totally. Yes. Yeah. I could go on and on.
Sandy she cannot help but mentor us. All right.
Just oozing out life lessons as we talk.
I love it. Number 10 and last one. This has been great. Do you like to host, or would you rather be hosted?
That's a hard one for me. They both feel kind of hard. Isn't that weird? Like they both feel kind of hard because I'm an introvert. So sometimes I
think we all are.
Yeah. So sometimes I like to host because I like to make people feel special in my home, but it's so much work. And then like, I just start to complain internally the whole time, which the Bible says not to do, specifically about hosting. So, and showing hospitality. It's like show hospitality without complaining is the exact. And so I'm like, I always remember that. But then also leaving my house and going to someone else's house, and I have kind of weird food, things that I eat and don't eat. And so then I always feel bad because inevitably someone wants to serve me meat. And I'm like, I don't eat that. And then, so then I normally end up eating something I didn't really want to eat. And so it feels very stressful. So either way, I'm all like, can we just go out to dinner? Like I would rather just go to a restaurant.
That could be a third option. Yes. Yeah. Everybody do Dutch.
Yeah. Sorry. I totally took that over.
Yeah.
I don't know, Elizabeth.
No, I like to be hosted. I like to go to somebody else's house. I'll bring like a meal or like a side dish or something or to share. But I personally do not enjoy the stress that comes with hosting. And I think it's partially because my husband likes to make things very big and extravagant when people come, and he's like, and this, and this, and this, and he does help, but majority of it still falls on me, obviously. And I'm more very simple. When people come over, we're just using paper plates, like, and, plastic forks and stuff. I'm super simple when it comes to that. And so we have kind of like a little bit different visions, and that's partially what creates the stress. Though my house isn't cluttered, and so when people come over, like the house part isn't stressful, like actually cleaning up or anything like that. It's more the meal. And and since I don't enjoy cooking, so it always feels stressful for me.
Yeah.
So I prefer to just bring a dish to someone's house and be over there and hang out. But eating out, even better. No, but none of us have to clean. We just
and it's like it's a short burst. It's like you don't have this awkwardness of okay, like let's go home or let's leave, or okay, you need to go home. It's like usually it's like about an hour and everybody's done and nobody has to clean up. Yeah, I agree. Going out is really great. I would have to say out of those two, I probably prefer hosting. For this main reason, I feel socially awkward. And so when I get to a place, I really don't know who to talk to. So when I'm hosting, it's like short bursts of talking, but then I'm busy. I'm busy being a busybody. I'm kind of like a Martha. I'm like getting out more food. I'm like, I know what to do with myself and I have a purpose. But when I go to somebody else's house, it's like, I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what to talk about all the time. And there have been times I have a sleeping problem. And if I'm like hanging out with girlfriends at somebody's house, I will probably fall asleep on their couch. Like I am just really, really socially awkward. I'm not a good I'm just not good at being hosted. So I think maybe it's a control issue. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I think that about myself. I think that having people in my house I might slightly lean toward that only because I can control like the atmosphere, the food, that, and I can also put an end to it when I'm ready to, I mean, unless people just don't get the hint, but yeah. I do. I do like to be more in control for sure.
Yeah. So all of these questions were kind of related to more summer topics. And when I reached out to y'all, I was like, I really want to talk about just something fun and lighthearted in our summer, the way we do summer, how we did summer growing up and how we choose to do summer now. So I've got some summer related questions that hopefully our listeners will enjoy us, chatting back and forth, bouncing ideas and enjoy sharing our experiences with each other. So I'm going to just start off our discussion and we'll just see where it goes from there. Okay. So first of all, I would love for you to think back to your childhood. Okay. Your childhood with your siblings, with your parents. Do you have any favorite summer memories from your childhood that you can specifically recall and how they have influenced how you have created summer for your kids, how you shaped it, the memories that you wanted to bring in, the traditions that you brought in? How did your childhood memories affect your what you were creating for your kids as a parent? I'll start with you, Sandy.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so I grew up having almost like an idyllic situation with summers. So I'm the youngest of 7 kids. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, but my parents, when I was 4 years old, they decided we were campers, like I said, growing up. So we would travel camping prior to that, from the time like my oldest sister, like I said, 7, they would travel all over and camp. When I was 4, they found a campground that was about an hour from our house, right near Lake Erie. I was raised in Northwest Ohio. So we were right near Lake Erie and in this little cute, like touristy town. And it was a campground, but we became seasonal campers. And so we had a small trailer and it was there all summer. And from Memorial Day, when we got out of school, or whenever that first week of June, until Labor Day, my mom just took me and our siblings, whoever was still home at the time, and that's where I spent my summer. And so every summer growing up, like until I started having jobs and stuff and I had to miss. And there was a pool there. Of course, there was the lake, but then there was the pool, a playground. There was an arcade game room with like pool tables. And so like for rainy days, we could do things like that. And then we had campfires literally every night.
It sounds like a dream.
I know, like that's exactly. And so of course, like I wanted to recreate that when I got married, but there wasn't anything like near, we couldn't find a similar situation. And John and I had tried to camp a couple times and it just wasn't the same. Like we couldn't figure it out. But how it has influenced my parenting, especially in the summer, is that I know from growing up that if my kids just had access to water, a pool in particular, and if we could occasionally have campfires, like with a fire pit of some sort, that to me just feels like summer. And so it's funny because in preparation for this, I'd just say this really quick, because my kids, just so that the listeners know, I have all adult kids now. So I've been married 31 years and my youngest is 18. And then I have an almost 24-year-old, a 26-year-old who's married. And then my oldest son passed away when he was 9 months old. So it was hard for me to think back like, what did we do when they were growing up? And so I asked my kids, I said, real quick, don't overthink this. When you think of summer growing up in our home, what do you think of? And my two daughters immediately said, the pool. And so we just always had access to a pool. It wasn't that we now have a pool, but that's only been since 2020. But if we didn't have a pool in our neighborhood, we got a pool membership. Like pools have been pretty much how I define summer because that's how I grew up. Like you go to the pool, you stay there all day, you fry, you eat at the pool, you come home you come just to use the restroom. You're in the pool. Like that's how you spend all your days. So it has definitely shaped how I raised my kids in the summer.
And thank you so much for that little introduction. I completely forgot introduction. So maybe Elizabeth, you can fit that in somehow and tell us the ages of your kids when you're telling us about your summer childhood memory.
Yeah, thank you. So my kids are, my oldest boy is 13, and then I have a 10-year-old boy, an 8-year-old boy, and a 4-year-old girl. So my kids are the youngest out of our group here. And I think there's 10 years apart between each of us, at least older than me, and Sandy's 10 years older than Lisa. So my favorite summer memory when I was growing up as a kid we moved to the States when I was 9 years old. And so I'm kind of thinking after that, it was family road trips because my parents had 6 kids and we were not able to afford to fly anywhere or go anywhere pricey or even, we never went to Disney World. I've never been to Disney World. And so we would just go on road trips. So my parents, we would take our van and we would take a 2-week trip, and we would oftentimes go on the East Coast. So my parents are originally from Ukraine, and they have friends that have also migrated to United States that live in different parts on the East Coast, like Pennsylvania and Virginia Beach and South Carolina and then Florida. And so what we would do, we have friends here in Jacksonville, Florida. I've been here when I was a teenager multiple times. And so we would just take a road trip and stop by at everybody's house for a couple of days, hang out with them, then move on to another set of friends. And so that was a fun memory when I was growing up. And then like summer camps, we as kids went to either, a kids camp or a youth camp when I was growing up. So I really like that. And so how that, affected me as a family, I love to do some sort of trip with my kids in the summertime. So since we moved to Florida, which is this is our 4th year since we've been here. We're already 3 full years. We've been trying to go back to Minnesota for the summer. And so we're going there next week for a couple weeks. So that is fun to get to see family and hang out with family. And again, we go to the pool. We sit by the fireplace and, make s'mores. And in the Russian culture, you do sunflower seeds a lot. You eat the sunflower seeds, and then I signed up my kids for summer camps too.
Oh, I love that.
Here in Minnesota, actually, the church that I grew up in, they have summer camps, and we picked the dates so that my kids could go to the summer camp over there. So,
that's awesome. Yeah. So a memory that I have lots of memories from my childhood. I just feel like because I think out of all of us, I was the one that I live in my same hometown in Florida. So Florida, I had a very Florida summer every summer my entire life. And so in the town where I live, we have fresh natural springs, very chilly, 73 degrees year round. And that was the free swimming hole. It was literally the swimming hole. Now they have a lot of concrete around them. They have docks and sidewalks, and, it's gotten a little bit more put together. They now several of them charge to come in, which can be nice because, it keeps things clean. But back in the day, it was a free swimming hole. And my mom, it was hot. We didn't have central heating and air. That's one thing I can remember about the 90s is that we did not have central heating and air in our house. It was kind of like you either had a new house or you were kind of upscale if you had central heating and air. So we had the window units, and we only had 2 in our house. We had my parents in their bedroom, and then we had the one in the kitchen. And I remember walking in from a hot sticky, humid day in Florida and then having it blast right in your face as a child. That's one memory that I have. And so I remember going to the springs and then coming back hot and also riding in the back of trucks, not being buckled in, riding back from picking up boiled peanuts on the side of the road on the way back from the springs and riding in the back of the truck, throwing out the shells. I just remember that so much. So you better believe that when I had my kids and they were out of those toddler diaper years, we were going to the springs. That was great entertainment as a stay-at-home mom on a hot summer day is we were going to the springs. And probably we have in a 30-mile radius, probably 10 springs near us. It's kind of like a little slice of heaven around here.
Yeah, I need to do those because I know my daughter has gone and actually my son has gone too. But John and I have not made our way. We did maybe once when we lived here the first time, but I remember it being so cold and thinking, on these days when it's like 100 degrees outside with 100% humidity, that just is amazing.
It's so refreshing. I mean, it's cold, but it's almost like a cold plunge. It's like it's nothing you've ever felt before. It's very, very nice. So now that you're adults and you have your own families, your own children, I know we're all at different stages. I have teenagers. I have 16, 14, and 12-year-old. And I know Elizabeth has the 13 and under, and Sandy has all the 18 and above, which is so great. I love what we can all bring to this conversation. So I know that we have our own childhood memories and we brought them in, but do you have any current traditions that you look forward to in the summer?
Okay, so I'll start. Okay, so we have been through, since I've had kids, I've lived in 4 different houses, 2 in Florida and 2 in Kentucky. And so I kind of like you, Elizabeth, like you have your before you were 9 and you moved here, childhood memories. I kind of have 4 distinct memories of traditions that we had with our kids because they were all at different stages. But the biggest chunk of time that I feel like I have where we really established traditions every summer was when we were in Kentucky for about 10 years in one house. And that's where most of my kids mostly grew up in that chunk of time. And that's when we had the neighborhood pool. And that's when, we had the fire pit in the driveway. And, but we also, one thing that my kids all got to do is they had a camp in Kentucky called Camp Hi-Ho. And it's actually owned by Jennifer Lawrence's family, like Jennifer Lawrence as in Hunger Games and, So her family is from Louisville, Kentucky, and her parents own this camp. And her dad is legitimately the carpool guy. When you drop your kids off, he's the one asking for the last name and all that kind of stuff. And he opens your door and it's so cute. I just want to fangirl every time I see him. I'm like, I love your daughter. But anyway, so my kids, from the time they were 6 to 13, they went to this camp every year. And it really became just like a family tradition, for them. Mm-hmm. And it's where some of their sweetest summer memories are for sure. But we always do a summer vacation. And again, that's changed as the kids have gotten older to where we went. And now that we live in Florida, we don't do beach vacations because we have such great beaches in Jacksonville. We can go anytime we want. But it used to always be beach vacation, condo, mm-hmm. oceanfront. We'd always try to pick a cute little town where we could do shopping and eat out and we like our little family vacation every year. And we still try to do that every year. This is probably the first time ever this year that we didn't go on a regular family vacation because we took my youngest daughter to Italy when she, graduated. And so that was our big trip. And so the 2 older kids didn't get to go, but
that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I think they're going to be okay. But yeah. I don't even know if did I answer your question? I don't even know.
You did. Absolutely. Elizabeth, what traditions do you have in your family now that y'all enjoy for the summer?
Yeah, so we're going to be visiting Minnesota. That I think is going to become a thing just because it's super hot here and it's in the 80s and 70s over there during this time of the year. And so we'll be visiting Minnesota. My kids really enjoy doing lemonade stands because they can actually earn quite a bit of money. And they figured out if they take their little sister and with a princess dress who holds the lemonade sign, they get quite a bit in an hour. They can get like $100. I
Oh
kid you
yeah.
not. Like,
Wow.
she is the star of the show. And so
She's
she
so
obviously
cute.
doesn't get like a quarter of the money. They give her a few dollars.
She's adorable.
Good marketing right there.
It is good marketing.
And you have a good neighborhood for that.
Yes.
Yeah. And so then we just do like pool dates, and we've also had family in the past several years, at least like somebody from our, siblings with their families has been somewhere in Florida, and we would actually meet up with them for a couple days. So that's also been a fun thing.
Yeah. So I would have to say I married into a really good family. I love my in-laws. I call them my in-loves. I have great, I know some people do not have great relationships with their mother-in-law. I have a superb relationship with her. We even lived with them for 2 years, had our first baby while living in their house, and we worked at the same school as teachers, and we would shop together and ride to school together, and I have a great relationship. So I married into a really good family full of traditions, and the traditions have actually came about since I've been a part of the family. And I've been a part of the family. We've been dating for 25 years. So I've seen a lot of these traditions that I've helped to create. So he has a big family. He has 4 brothers and sisters. There's 5 siblings total. And I've been doing vacations with them for, I would say 24 years or 23 years. I'm not exactly sure. And every year let's just say this, I'll back up a little bit. Whenever we're on vacation this year, we will sit on the bed, all of us girls, and we will go ahead and look at a house for next year, and we will go ahead and book it for next year. So we all get along. We're very different, lots of different lifestyles, but it just works. It works really well. There's like 20 to 21 people living in this one house together for an entire week. Wow. We all pick a day to do dinner. I always pick the travel day because I cook before I leave, and then it's already ready when I show up, and I say, here you go. And then I'm done for the week. And so we pick different houses, go to different locations. But there's one thing that my mother-in-law does that if it gives somebody an idea for this, because she takes the pictures from each vacation and she makes a photo book. Well, the following year, she brings all the vacation photo books to the vacation. She puts them out on the coffee table, and we just sit there, all throughout the week. People will sit around the living room. It just brings us all together. We look at it, we reminisce about it. We never get tired of these photo books, and she always adds a new one in. It is just a really fun tradition. I just love our family vacation. It's happening in 2 weeks. We're going to Money Beach, which is near Panama City, and it's just my favorite. We have so many traditions, but it's our favorite one by far that we do. So we talked about our traditions. We talked about things that we love to do, but there's also, motherhood doesn't stop. We still have to do the day in, day out dishes, taking care of things. So I want to start with you, Elizabeth. I know you're going to add a different perspective than Sandy. And Sandy, when I get to you with this question, I want you to just from wisdom, from your experience, whatever helped you get through the days. But the question is, how do you balance creating summer adventures and summer memories with the everyday routines of your motherhood?
Yeah, I love that question. And so I think this summer looks a little bit different for me because I'm a lot more busy with my business. Other summers, things were pretty slow, and I worked very, very little, if not at all. But this summer, I am working about 15 hours a week from home, or like from a coffee shop. And so things are slightly different. But what I have found to work really well is to have at least 3 days a week where we're just home. We're not going anywhere. And it's funny that once you start taking your kids places, they almost like expect you to take them every single day somewhere. They're like, where are we going today? What are we doing today? I'm like, we're just staying home. We have laundry to do, we have cooking to do. Like, we're just staying home. And so that's what I do. We'll be out of the house a few days a week. We'll do some either play date, or I'll take my kids fishing. My kids are, all my boys are into fishing, like obsessed with fishing right now. So that's the thing this summer. We have friends that live about 20 minutes away, and they have like a lake on their property. Thankfully, it doesn't have any alligators. So we go to that lake quite often. But I would say at least 3 days a week, we just stay home. We just stay home. We catch up on house chores. And one of the days a week, we just chill. Like literally just chilling. We don't have anything extra going on at all. We're just relaxing. And as an introvert, I absolutely need that. It's not even just like, oh, it would be nice. It's like, I need that to have energy to do the other fun stuff with my kids.
I love this question too, because as a mom who has now been through literally every phase of raising children, at least to adulthood, this was the thing that tripped me up year after year, is trying to find that balance between keeping up with my home and routines, and also like making summer memorable and making, capturing the moment, and, all those things that we tell ourselves that we have to do because it's summer. And I would vacillate between trying not to have, I remember one summer just saying, I am not going to do any routine. I'm going to I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to be so easy breezy. And it was a disaster, because that's not how I'm wired. It's not where I thrive. And that was not a good extreme to try. And then the following summer, I tried to structure everything so much that it was the opposite. I signed up kids for all these camps and activities, and had, play dates on the days that we weren't doing that. And I had chore charts for each of the kids, and they had special reading time and special downtime. And like everyone was structured like down to the minute. And that was a disaster too. Like neither of those things worked. It was terrible. And so I think like spanning way out, what I found works and still works to this day is I had to identify the things in my life that I had to keep in place in order to feel sane. And only hold on to those things so that I could be more relaxed and flexible about everything else. So for me, like I have to keep up on the laundry. Like I can't let the laundry go. If I'm not doing a load of laundry every day, it kind of makes me insane. I have to know what I'm making for dinner at night. I can't just wing it. I can't say, oh, well, we'll figure it out at 6. Like I can't. I also need to exercise most days. I need to spend time with the Lord every day. I need to keep my kitchen mostly clean. And then once those things are in place, if I just make sure that structure is in place, then no matter what age the kids are, no matter who's throwing what at me, whether it's a little kid who, needs me to drive them to Camp Hi-Ho every day, or it's my 26-year-old who floods her condo and I have to go help her every day. You know what I mean? It's one or the other. No matter what, as long as I have those things in place still to this day, it's those same things. So my advice to whoever is listening is, your things might not be the same as my things. And so identify those things that you need to keep in place in order for you to be able then to relax and be flexible and enjoy whatever stage your kids are in. And I think Elizabeth brought up a really great point, is understanding herself enough to know that she needs those down days. That was also really key for me, is just realizing the family that God gave me, we love home. We love slow mornings. We don't need to be out adventuring every day. But my kids loved to have, a wooden play set in the backyard and a trampoline and, having access to the neighborhood pool. And then just being able, like when I asked my daughter today, my 26-year-old, like, when you think of summer, what comes to mind? And she goes, walking over to the creek by the Woodmont house and catching little critters. Like, that's how she remembers summer. And then she goes, and you always bought popsicles. And so I was like, that is true. I did always buy popsicles. And so, just those simple things, identifying what you need and then identifying where your family generally thrives, and then just allowing yourself to like relax and be flexible. And I will say, I am right now entering, my answer next year will be completely different, because I'm literally entering the season where Eliana is about to leave for college. And so for the first time, I won't be on like this traditional school schedule with kids in my home. And I don't know what that's going to be like. So maybe next year we can do it again, and we can have a reprise and
will.
Yeah, and be like, okay, now what is
Okay, let's compare. Last summer we
Exactly.
said this. Do
Right.
we feel the same way?
Yes.
Sandy, you answered that perfectly. And like you said, it spans from diapers to married adults. I mean, that was absolutely perfect. And what came to mind, because I teach moms to set up routines, set up, just habits, things that they're not struggling to do. It just like eventually becomes no-brainer habits. So what I took out of what you said is maintaining the routines that you established during the regular school year. Don't just like throw them all out, maintain them, but then know that there's like some fun times, that can be had. I think just maintaining that order, maintaining the laundry, maintaining the dishes, maintaining the meal plans, like the bare essentials, like the bare minimum necessities, maintaining those things. And Elizabeth, I'm like you too. I'm still working. My coaching business doesn't stop just because my kids are out of school. Now, I will say like Sandy said, every summer is different. And as my kids have gotten older, I'm now in this big kid stage where back in the day, I would say probably even 2 years ago or 3 summers ago, my kids were still interested in completing a summer bucket list with me. Mm-hmm. They liked creating it. They liked checking it off. They wanted to go hang out with me. And now I have teenagers, and I'm not talking about the teenage phase at all. I love them. I am growing with them. I am embracing, I'm letting them be what they're naturally developing into, but they don't want to hang out with their mom as much. They don't want to play with me. They want me to drive them somewhere and let them be. And I'm like, yes, that sounds good. I'm going to bring my book,
right.
So it's actually kind of freeing me up a little bit. I'm in a stage where I don't want to say I'm in the hands-off stage, but there's a lot of independence. And I know that that's because I've laid a solid foundation, but all the years prior to, and there was a lot of spending time with them, a lot of attention I spent with them. And now I'm just kind of a little bit more free. I'm just like, okay, but like Elizabeth, I block off at least 2 days a week where I'm not doing work. I say, this is the day. If you want to, let's go to lunch. Let's go to the springs. I'm going to the beach. If anybody wants to go with me, load up in the car and let's go. So I do designate certain days that are more fun and less work, because if not, I will just work my way. I would just work all of the time because it's kind of funny when we become adults. It's like the work becomes fun, but really it shouldn't replace our fun, right? We should still have fun doing other.
But aren't you so grateful that you love your work? Because I think about that too. See, I love to work and I love what I do.
Yes,
so
agree.
Yeah. So I find that to be a blessing.
Yes.
But I, like you, and that's what I'm a little bit worried about when Eliana leaves, is if I don't have someone to feed at night, like I might not stop. Like I'll just stay in my office and keep going because it's so fun to me. Like it is fun, but yeah, you're right. It can get very skewed very quickly because you need people, and yeah, you can't just hole up in your office all day as much as I would love that to be.
No. Yeah. And all of you people that are listening, we're saying we love the word because we love you guys.
Right. Exactly. Right.
We love pouring into you guys.
Right.
Okay. So let's do a little lighthearted stuff. We talked about, we kind of got a little deep with some of those questions, but were there any unique activities or crafts that you did with your kids, either now, you've done them now, or you've done them in the past?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
And so right now in the summertime, I have been taking out puzzles. And so I just have them on the dining room table. And if it's not done, it will literally be sitting, eating around the dining room table. We have a round table, and then there's a puzzle right there in the middle. My husband plays a lot of Uno with the kids right now. With the boys, that's his thing that he started this summer. He's been playing Uno. He'll put our toddler to sleep, and then he will sit and play for like an hour until 10 p.m. with the boys, Uno. And then what I really like that I started last year and I got this summer again, it's paint by stickers. Have you ever seen those books?
Mm-hmm.
So they have like paint by numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You use actual paint, but this is like, it's a sticker book. And so you have a picture with different numbers. And then you have stickers that you match those numbers, and it's so calming and relaxing. So if I ever feel kind of like uptight or stressed out or overwhelmed, I will grab one of those and just go and sit and do it for 30 minutes. And it's kind of like a puzzle. It's very calming, and I really enjoy it. And so when I get those sticker books, especially if I get a new one from Amazon, my kids they literally just sit there for hours, and my boys do it. It's really great.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay. So, I have, when my kids were younger, we were really big zoo people. So, we would get a zoo membership and we would go to the zoo all the time. That was usually like a weekly thing. That's a really big summer memory for me. Now, very much like Elizabeth, we do puzzles. Like I'll have a puzzle out all the time. Eliana and I usually do them. I mean, when I say us, it's now just me and Eliana mostly, but still puzzles are a big, huge part of that. And, so this is actually funny. When Rebecca was younger, the High School Musical movies, were all, out and coming up and all that. And so every summer that I can remember, and we still do it, we watch all the High School Musical movies together, and we watch all the Camp Rock movies together. And so we're almost done. We have Camp Rock, the final jam, and then we'll be done with our trilogy. So we'll do like movie marathon, type things where we will pick, but the High School Musical ones, the Disney ones are regulars every year.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, you both mentioned something that I was going to say. We do a summer puzzle. We just completed ours because we had family coming in, and I was like, I need my dining room table. Yes. So we were doing a puzzle marathon on that 5,000 piece puzzle. It was large. Gosh. I'm going to bring it to one of y'all, and y'all can take it home this weekend when we meet. So we do a summer puzzle. We also do a winter puzzle for our Christmas break from school. So I always go to the thrift store and try to find a new puzzle. So that's kind of one of the activities we do now that my kids are older. You also mentioned a movie marathon. We do those every summer. Sometimes it's Harry Potter, sometimes it's the Marvel series, sometimes it's X-Men. We haven't done the High School Musical or Camp Rock marathon. So thank you, Sandy, for that suggestion. Putting that on the to-do list this week.
Yes,
so that's great.
Highly recommend.
Yeah. So some of the other things I will say, when I put this question in there and it said crafts, I used to be a very crafty person before kids. And then when I had kids, I did scrapbooks, I did the creative memories and everything. And then when I had kids, I was like, I don't want to this is all little pieces, and how do you even make time to do this? So I got rid of a lot of my crafting stuff. But like I said, we always did a summer bucket list. And on that summer bucket list, I always put dirt cake. Making dirt cake, which was just like the crushed up Oreos in the bottom, and then the yogurt or the pudding on top, and then the worms. And it just is something that I did as a kid. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a craft, but it was kind of like a craft project. So speaking of something to eat, what is one of if you think of summer, you think of this one dessert or one meal, or maybe like you have a couple that you just have to list off. What are some of those recipes or meals that you like to make specifically for the summer?
I don't have anything that I can think of. I just do the same meals I do throughout the year. So maybe Sandy, you go.
Okay, well, I'm a foodie and I also love to cook. So I have a hard time like narrowing this down. I'm like, oh,
we got two sides of the pendulum here.
Exactly. So, okay, so for me, summer is just all about what's seasonal in the summer. So, watermelon and fresh tomatoes and corn on the cob. And I mean, we just went to Costco and I literally like loaded up on all of that. And I just put all of that stuff in meals all week. So it's not like I have a specific, we have to have this particular meal. But when I asked this question to Eliana, interestingly, she goes, there's one meal that we make on every vacation. And I was like, oh, and she said, you grill chicken. She's like, you do the boxed orzo, or the boxed, it's rice pilaf. It's like the Near East brand rice pilaf that I always buy when we're on vacation. And she said, and then you'll do corn on the cob and watermelon. And I'm like, that's true. I do that. She's like, every vacation. And I was like, well, there you go. There's my answer to that. We are big ice cream people. And so, yeah, we eat a lot of ice cream all summer. I make homemade sometimes, or we will try to discover like our favorite places wherever we're living. Cause like we've lived in a couple different houses. And so we have a couple different places that we love. And then one thing that my daughter reminded me of also is she said, every time we go on vacation, you let us get junky cereal. And I'm like, that is true. I do. Cause I refuse to have it in the house, but we call it vacation cereal.
Yep.
And so they're allowed to pick out, the Fruit Loops and the Captain Crunch or whatever the heck they want. And they will eat it all week. And they think that is still to this day, they are adults and they're like, yes, vacation cereal, as if they like can't just drive to the store themselves and buy it with the money that they earn. You know what I mean? Like they think it's so special. So yeah. All right.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wait. And one more. Okay. So I started last year or 2 years ago. This was just a recipe. My mouth is watering just telling you about this. So I made an orzo salad for the first time. I'm always pulling things together, but it's a lemon orzo salad. So you put orzo, you cook orzo. What orzo is. It's like the little pasta that looks like rice kind of. And you make like a little lemon vinaigrette. So like fresh lemons, olive oil, just kind of, whisk it together. And then I cut up cucumbers. I cut up, I mince onion, and then I have to cook the onion. Don't do raw onion in it. It'll overpower the whole thing. So you cook the onion, you add that. And then it's thyme, fresh thyme. My friend gave me fresh thyme from her. She dried her own thyme from her garden. And so that goes in there. And fresh tomatoes. So tomatoes in season. So it's tomatoes, cucumber, and then I always add some chickpeas just like for some added texture and protein. My family, this salad, I can't keep it in the house. Like everybody's like, what? It's like there's drugs in it that people can't stop eating it. It's so addictive.
It's crack.
I don't understand why it tastes so good, because there isn't one thing in there that's like, oh, wow, must eat these cucumbers. But like there's the combination. I don't know what it is, but yes,
Sandy,
it is turning into a summer thing.
I think you could do a food podcast.
I don't know. I think I'd get off on a tangent. People would be like, can she just give us the recipe? Because she talks a lot.
Oh, I love that. Well, some of my go-tos, one of them I just made twice last week, and I feel like it's my 4th of July go-to is blueberry crunch. We have fresh picked blueberries in our area that we can go hand pick them. I recruit my husband early in the morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we go and get like 4-gallon bags of blueberries. We put them up for the summer. So that's something that we do. And I make blueberry crunch, and I only make it 1 or 2 times because it's so sugary, it's so fattening. And my husband's like, you just want me to be a fat person. And I'm like, no, I just want you to know that I love you. And you have to put a dollop of vanilla ice cream on top of it. You have to heat it up. It's absolutely like heaven in a casserole dish. The other food that when I think about summer is boiled peanuts. We go down to the market and we get green peanuts. They're grown in Florida. They're local, and I bag them up and bring them home. I put them in my Instant Pot, and I will bag them up, probably like 6-gallon bags of boiled peanuts, stick them out in our deep freezer. And that's what the kids snack on all summer. And I've started doing that instead of going to, because when they're teenagers, they just want to eat all the junk food. They just, and it shows on their skin and on their face. And I'm like, see, y'all need to stop eating that processed junk. So I try to provide something that they love. It's salty. So boiled peanuts are our go-to staple during the summertime. So I want to start wrapping things up. And we've talked about vacations a little bit. Do you have any memories from a family vacation that, looking back now on it, you're like, oh my gosh, that was hilarious. And maybe you bring it up every once in a while when vacations circle back around, but can you think of any memorable times that turned into a funny story? I'll start with you, Sandy.
Okay, so mine isn't a vacation, but it's a summer story. And I couldn't think of a vacation one. So we're going to have to go with this. And this is literally something we laugh about at least weekly. So when Eliana was 8 and everyone was at Camp Hi-Ho that week. So all my kids were at Camp Hi-Ho. I think it was like 1 year they were all there. And at the end of camp, they have a big finale where they have a big talent show. And the kids can do whatever they want for a talent show. And sometimes parents are invited, but that year parents were not invited. I didn't go. And so Eliana is a singer, and she's always been. She has this amazing voice, and she is really good at lyrics. So Eliana came home from camp this 1 year, and I asked her what she did for the talent show. And she told me that she sang Taylor Swift's Blank Space. Okay, now, do you know the lyrics to Blank Space? Because like at the end of verse 1, it's like, I can make the bad guys good for a weekend. Oh my God. It's like, boys only want love if it's torture. And I'm horrified because
she doesn't know what she's singing.
She had no idea. So, I mean, seriously, like every time that song comes on the radio, we all die because all we picture is little Eliana. I was like, when she comes home, because like I couldn't like correct her at that point because it was a done deal and I didn't want to embarrass her. I was so proud of her. She got on stage and she sang a song, and of course she knows all the lyrics because she was amazing with lyrics. And I said, well, what did the counselors do when you sang that song? And they just clapped for me and they told me it was really good. And I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, Blank Space.
Oh,
proud parenting moment.
I love when like past experiences can become adult, times of reminiscing and humor. And
yes.
It's not in the moment. You're just like, oh my gosh.
I was horrified. I was horrified. Yeah.
All right, Elizabeth, you're up.
I kept thinking of trying to come up with something and I can't think of anything. I'm so sorry.
Honey. You got.
Oh my gosh. Like I even asked my son, my oldest one, he's got really great memory. I'm like, is there any funny like summer story that you can think of, or like from a family vacation? He's like, I can't think of anything. I just can't think of anything. So I'm
Well,
sorry.
girl, you
Oh.
got things to come. That's all I can say.
Next year when we do this again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess the fun thing is, it's like, I don't know if it's funny, but my daughter right now loves frogs. She's 4 years old and she loves to collect frogs. And every
Like
day,
live frogs.
live frogs. So every day we go outside in our yard and we collect like baby tiny frogs.
Yes, we
And-
did that when Rebecca was like,
And I'm
oh,
grossed
totally.
out, but she loves it. So
No, it's
I
great.
love it. I love it. Well, for us, I mean, that's all we're doing. Like I said, my husband has a big family. We're very close to them. We get together with them at least once a month for birthday celebrations or whatever holiday it is for that week. There's probably 2 months out of the year that we don't get together because there's nobody's birthday or nobody's no holidays. But our times together, we are all sitting around reminiscing. I mean, we rehash these memories and laugh over and over and over again. So it's kind of hard to pick, some and like funny things, they're usually funny to the people that it happens to and less funny to the person that's listening to them. So I was thinking about some of our vacations that we've gone on, and there have been children locked in a bathroom somewhere and nobody knew where this child was for a while.
Right. Oh my gosh.
And we laugh about it now, but the poor child was tortured back in the day.
Yes.
We have all had strep throat on vacations before.
Oh,
We
no.
have, I remember this one time we used to go to St. George Island, and there is nothing to do on St. George Island. And I remember on the evenings, we would go out on the deck and we would feed the seagulls, and we would throw bread up and feed this. Well, you know what happens when you attract the seagulls. Well, I remember one summer that all the grandkids, and I think we have it on video or maybe just a picture, all the grandkids were out there with Nana feeding the seagulls. And of course, who gets pooped on? Nana gets pooped on. So
no.
all the grandkids thought it was so funny and so hilarious. Another time we went to Pigeon Forge, and the kids, those jokes where you put the cups of water outside of the toilet or something like that, and you say the toilet is leaking or something. I don't remember what it was, but we have a video of my daughter going to her papa and say, "Papa." Oh, no, it was like the toilet is like overflow or running. The toilet's running.
Yeah.
It's running. Yes.
Yeah.
And it has like pair of shoes on it or something like that. And so he's like, "What?" And you know how most grandfathers are like over exaggerating, and they're like, "Whoa," And so we have this video of him running down the cabin and into the, and he's all crazy and everything. And he looks at it and he's like, "What is this?" And just the grandkids have always done pranks. It is very lively around our house and around our vacation time. So we always just sit around, and so what I'm seeing just a common thread and a common theme through all of this is just knowing that your time as a mother, you have such an opportunity to paint your childhood, your kids' childhood memories. I mean, even you, Sandy, when you're asking your children, when you think of summer, like you may have intentionally done some things, but some unintentional, just by happenstance, activities that you did, your kids caught those memories and it impacted them. So I hope everyone who's listening takes away from it this fun conversation, that even though you are trying, also know that these memories are caught. They're caught on to, even when we're not trying. So just kind of rest in that. So I want to leave on this note of any advice to a mom who is maybe in your position, Elizabeth, and she has younger kids and she's trying to balance it all while making memories. And maybe you, Sandy, where maybe the mom is kind of like, what do I do now during the summer? I would love for you to speak to any of these moms that are listening.
Yeah, my suggestion was to slow down and actually be present with the kids. And I know there's the to-do list at home and all the things that you could be doing. And one perspective shift has been helpful for me is reminding myself that my kids are more important than XYZ. And so when my kids actually say, hey, Mom, can you play with me? Can you lay down with me and rub my back? Mom, can you play Uno with me? Mom, can you do a puzzle with me? And my brain is like, oh, I have this and this and this to do. Actually telling myself, I can pause. I can make time for this. My kids are more important. Like, they want to hang out with me and spend time with me.
Mm-hmm.
This is my chance to do that. So that would be my suggestion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that, Elizabeth. And I think I would echo that. And I would also say that I think from the perspective that I have now, I heaped a lot of pressure on myself to try to make summer magical and memorable. And I would just want to free the moms listening from having to, just that pressure of like, but I have to, whatever follows that. If you are just leaning into and paying attention to your kids and noticing the things, like we said, like the family rhythms that are meaningful to them and the family rhythms that you want to make meaningful because you've brought it from your childhood and it meant something to you, and paying attention to where your family thrives and what stresses your family out, like all of that, just being the mom that you are the other 9 months of the year. Summer memories, like you said, Lisa, will catch summer memories, and they'll take something then into their adulthood that they will want to repeat. And you might not even have purposefully made that thing a thing. I don't know that my mom purposefully did what I remember. I mean, I think she did, but I think she was doing it for her. I think that's what she wanted, how she wanted to spend her summers at the lake.
Amen to that.
Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't? But I feel like I just want to like release the pressure of the whole, you only have 18 summers. Well, I'm on my 27th summer with my kids, and I guarantee you my adult kids were at my house 3 times this week for dinner. We've had 2 pool parties in the last 10 days with them. I mean, like, if the seeds that you are sowing now will bear fruit in relationship. And I don't know if your kids will be around when they're, older, because, kids move on and they do their thing. But as long as you are establishing that relationship with them now, all those things, I don't know, they just take care of themselves.
Yes.
So I want to free them up.
I received that. I received that, Sandy. Yeah. And I heard somebody say recently that you are a parent to your adult children longer than you are a parent to them as children. Yeah. The relationship, you have adult children longer than you have adolescent children. And so I look forward. I want to grow as a mother as my children are growing. And when I was a mother of little ones, I grieved a lot. I grieved every time they went through a new season or they grew out of something. I grieved. And then I had to do a lot of mindset work to grow out of that. And I live in the now. I'm like, I like you just the way you are. I don't like look back on the past and it's like, oh, I'm grieving that. Or I don't say, oh, I'm looking forward to this, even though it's exciting, but I never say that out loud. I just say, I like you just the way you are, so that I'm living presently. I'm living right now and enjoying you right now. So I appreciate everything that y'all have shared today. I look forward to our fall and winter conversations and the traditions that we have during those seasons. And I also look forward to our time together on Saturday when we get together in person. So thank you both so much for taking the time to share your stories with us and to be on the Habits and Home Show. All right, friends, we will see you right here next time. Hey friend, before you go, I wanted to tell you more about the Accountability Club. Each month, we'll tackle a new space in our homes and work together to declutter and set up systems so we can easily maintain order without getting overwhelmed. You'll get a new decluttering tutorial each month, the coaching and accountability you need to actually follow through, and encouragement without judgment from other Christian moms in a safe environment. And guess what? The entire club is off of social media, so you don't have to worry about distractions the world may throw at you. Sweet friend, if you're feeling stuck in your decluttering journey, this is the place for you. Click the link below to try out the Accountability Club and start decluttering today.